G'day, welcome back to Brooksy's Car Restorations. On the last episode on the Triumph, we were having issues with our Dizzy, and I left it with Dad for a couple of days, and he ummed and ahed and carried on with this.
That blade's a new one. It's not just glued on, I've made a whole sheet that fits right around the shaft and fits in under that plate and locks it in so it won't. I tried gluing it on and bracing it, but it just wasn't strong enough, so I think that'll be strong enough to work.
So now that one there is really strong, the rest will all snap off most likely.
I've filled it with glue.
I'm only kidding.
They may snap off, but they're stronger than they were before I modified it.
Yeah, cool.
I filled the whole thing with glue, so now they're glued at the back.
Hopefully they hold up under heat.
Yeah, anyway.
Time will tell, I guess.
There we go.
Jam it back in and hope for the best.
Yep.
So yeah, we're going to throw that back in and give her a crank over and see if we can get this old girl running on 4 cylinders finally. So this is a will it run on 4 cylinders video.
True.
Alright, back in a bit. Alright, round one. New distributor. Or rebuilt distributor, sorry. Ready?
Why not?
Everything out of the way?
Put all the choke on, do whatever you normally do.
Yeah. I don't give it a pump, I just pull the choke on.
Okay.
It's running smooth straight off the bat. This is a cold start.
Just
wait.
Fire it up again. Let it warm up a bit. But it's a lot smoother. Oh.
She's alive! She's alive! She's low on fuel too, which might not help.
That's good.
We're moving again now.
We don't have the breathers on either, so we've changed the
Maybe.
And I've just stuck the distributor in too, roughly where it was.
That sounds a lot better.
It's not running on 3 cylinders.
Yeah, like I said, it sounds a lot better. I'll call that a win for now. You can mess around with the timing a little bit more maybe, but at the moment it seems like it's running pretty smoothly.
We haven't messed with the time at all, we just sat it in and I've put it back roughly where I thought it was.
Yeah, well it was going pretty well on 3 cylinders.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably where it needs to be. Just leave it well alone. G'day, we're back finally after 2 weeks. School holidays. Put a dampener on things.
Morning.
And the weather actually put a dampener on things too, but check this out. We got sunlight.
What is that?
Haven't seen it for a while. Look at that. Beautiful blue skies. Almost hurts my eyes. But she's gorgeous. Anywho, in today's part of our episode, and hopefully we'll get a video out this week, we are going to hopefully fully tear down the Tr7 and get it ready for painting. I've got my beautiful assistant here with me today. Hope he didn't break the camera.
Over.
So yeah, turn off the bonnet, taking out the lights, bumper, windscreen wipers, maybe the sunroof, doors, whatever you call those things, boot, spoiler, rear bumper, tail lights, everything that doesn't need to be on the car, basically taking it off, cleaning it up, painting the car, etc. If you're new to the channel, she's looks good from afar, but far from good. You know, paint coming off here, there and everywhere, starting to bubble on the roof. Chicken's feet or crow's feet, whatever you want to call it. The bonnet's got some nasty cracks in it too. We're not building a show car, guys. It's not what we do here. We just want to get cars back on the road and get somewhat drivable again. Yeah, paint's coming up there. But yeah, anyways, we'll get into it. Alright, so far Dad's managed to get the bumper off, the lights,
The trim and
all the trim, the blinkers, the bonnet, and we're about to go and have some lunch. So not a bad morning's effort, really. Can really get at everything now a lot better, or the front end wise anyways. When we come back, it's because I'm working on the Focus at the moment. When we come back, we'll both sort of get stuck into the Triumph as it's getting too hot over there. Still got the doors back in to do. But yeah, by afternoon I reckon we should have this whole car pulled apart, potentially between the two of us. I just tried to get in the doors and they're looking like they might be a bit fun to try and take off, but I might have to watch a bit of tutorial or something with it. Yeah. Anyways, gonna have some lunch and see what happens. Well, we pulled out a bit of stuff off the old Tr7. Both the bumpers, one of the doors, bonnet, rear spoiler, both lights, the boot, door card. I definitely like it better without those big ugly bumpers. No offense to Tr7 owners. I like a nice slimmer one, I think. Just that there looks beautiful. Almost like a Porsche 924. Mad Max style. Take it for a drive. Feel the wind in your hair, at least you got hair.
a little bit.
So she's coming about. I need to get a video out, so I'm probably going to stop it here, but keep up. We've still got one door left to take off and potentially the roof. That roof could fight us, it'd be a bit of fun. And yeah, the second door. I had a look in here. The in here's rusted out a bit and water's getting in the boot, so she's a bit mouldy. So we'll have to pull all that out and potentially clean that up and fix it. But yeah, in the tyre, it's got a strap holding it down, a seat belt, which is cool. But yeah, in the tyre, well, it's quite like muddy looking and very surface rusty and whatnot. So yeah, we're lucky we got to that when we did. If we'd left it any longer, like maybe even 6 months or something, we would have started getting holes in that potentially. So that's very lucky. I've been trying to keep this car out of the weather as much as humanly possible, just to try and preserve it. But I also mechanisms on the lights. It's like the motor, and then that sort of moves the light and whatnot. So on this one, this is the one that's not working properly. That's been stripped off and they've just welded that sort of in there. It's supposed to have a nut on the end of it. It's not really holding it in properly. So we'll have to try and figure out how to fix that. Well, Dad's got working his engineering brain on it. And I've got to get another surround for this one. Anyways, fun and games. So inside the Tr7. And yeah, in order to get the sunroof off, we're going to take off all the hood liner and everything. But the hood liner is quite rusty and ugly looking anyways. It's got cuts and stuff in it. Oops, where is it? So I'm going to make my own. And yes, I've made hood liners that pass in the channel. if you're interested, go back and have a look at the golf video I did. Made my own hood liner and put that in there. So yeah, we'll have a look at that in a bit. Driver's side doors now off. The only thing we've got left to take off is the sunroof, and then we can start doing stuff. So yeah, I've taken off the first sun visor. Let's start taking the mirror out. And you've got screws up in there, and all this has to come out too, and a couple of screws there and there, etc. And then we might get this out and go get some lunch, I think. So if you want to do a Tr7 thing, that's where all the bolts are. I don't know if you can see it. My camera's showing it. There we go. They're all inside the hood liner. This hood liner was cactus. It's all frayed. Very, very old. I'm going to get a new one. So, it's gone.
Very clean in here. There's no rust.
Oh, yeah.
In here. There's no rust around your sunroof. Just somewhere
The sunroof itself's pretty new and in good condition.
Yeah.
She's looking a bit open now. So most of our demolition / pulling apart's done now. In the bin. We're going to go get some lunch.
Woohoo!
Dad doesn't sound too happy about that though.
Yeah, that sucks.
But yeah, I've got the neighbourhood cats. Absolutely loving this car right now.
Okay, yeah.
Every day I come out and he's sitting in there chilling.
Mm-hmm.
At least someone's getting some use out of it.
Not me.
But yeah, after lunch we'll get this bugger off and yeah, get stuck into it. Bit more. So we're back. Haven't been here for a bit. Dad's been off doing kitchen stuff, building a kitchen.
Plus it's been raining for about 3 weeks solid. It's been impossible.
So we're getting back on the Tr7. I'm not sure exactly where we left you last, but anyways, we're getting stuck into it, still pulling bits and pieces apart. I need to get into that and fix that rust up. We need to disconnect all the fuel tank stuff. So I'll be potentially hitting that and then taking out the sunroof. Dad's gonna pull out the steering column / steering, and we're going to hopefully have a crack at building some bushes or something for it so it'll stop moving around. So yeah, all the lights, bumpers, everything's gone. We pulled the interior, all the what do you call it, roof lining's gone, so we can get at these bolts to take out the sunroof. So this was pretty rotten anyways. It was very mouldy, so we're going to get a new one of these. These are still fine. Yep, took the doors off, took all the rubbers, which are still pretty good, off. Not going to touch too much of the interior.
You know the
Interior's
biggest
reasonable.
miracle? You know the biggest miracle today? I remembered my Brooks' car SAT t-shirt, but it's too cold. I got a jumper on.
Yeah, well, I'll be putting mine on later when it gets warmer.
It'll come off later.
But at least the sun's out. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
And just an update. Focus is done. Up for sale. Yeah, ordered a bunch of new parts, tail lights and different things because they're cracked. Blah blah blah. Taking the boot, taking the bumper, lights, etc. etc. I'll take this off. Rubber. So yeah, getting back into it. I've got 2 days theoretically this week, not full days, but so hopefully we'll have it up on jack stands and I'll be sanding the bottom half of the car and getting it ready for painting as well as other various bits and pieces. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, I've got the roof out. Dad's still slugging along at the steering column. Hello.
Hello, Cobber.
Oh, look.
Going, eh?
I think he's looking down on me. Yeah, well, does this bit come out? It doesn't necessarily have to.
Well, but it's a bit stuck somewhere, so I think that's the one.
Well, we can just leave it where it is. Because I'm not painting the inside of the car anyways.
Yeah.
So it can stay where it is, and I'll close off
Let's go up to
this section, yeah. And just paint to the top edge.
Yep.
Excuse my dodgy film making, but this is how we roll. So yeah, that's done. Took that off. We've pulled this apart. I'm going to do a bit more research. I think we're going to have to drop the fuel tank, but in order to drop the fuel tank we need to remove the diff, and I don't want to do that at this stage. So maybe I'm going to come in the top here and see what happens when I take the bolts out of the top of this and see what sort of stuff I can get out there. We dropped the steering rack, which I said, and well, when Dad finishes up, we'll go grab some lunch and get the bits and pieces we need for the steering rack, so that'll be all good to go. And maybe today, if I can get this sorted out, we'll clean up the boot and start spraying it. Or if I decide to put that off, I'll jack the car up and start doing the undercarriage. Either way. Alrighty. Steering column's out. See where that hole is down there? Yeah, that's all that was there. There was no bushing or nothing, so it's just flapping around inside there. So Dad's gonna make up something, fabricate something to stop all that slop.
Yeah, it's probably
There's the other end of it.
Probably half an inch of clearance.
Yeah, it was just flopping around.
Yeah. That bit of pipe's a perfect fit in the hole, and it's only got about a mil or two clearance on there, so I'll probably just cut a little bit off, tack that washer to it, which fits neatly, and just poke it up in the hole, and then the coupling will hold it in place. It'll allow this to crush still in an accident, but it'll stop it flogging around. So that's the plan at the moment. Cut a bit off that fabricator on there, slip it up from the bottom before the coupling, and it should take the play out of it.
Does it need any rubbers or anything? Or?
Yeah, no nylon bush or something maybe, but there's not enough room to put one in.
Right.
I don't know what it would have had there originally. There's usually got a plate there or something with a couple of bolts in it, but there's nothing. Anyway.
Before we do all that, we'll clean all that up, and because it's quite rusty looking down in there, and before we put it back together, we'll clean up all that and give it some paint.
The other problem with the steering column was that these safety tamper-proof bolts that hold the top end in place had actually worked themselves loose. The top end was flogging around.
It was flopping around at the top as well, yeah.
So I had to cut a slot in them and take them out. And I'll get some proper bolts and bolt the top end back in, so I'll take the plate of the top and the bottom and fix it up.
But yeah, so we'll go and grab some stuff and then get some lunch and get back into it. And I spent probably 3/4 of an hour trying to get the bolts out of in here. I got one out. The other two are just stripping off. They're Allen key bolts and they're very, very rusty. And yeah, just slipping. And even with that cup out, there's nothing. You can't really get anything in there to. I can't even get some vice grips or anything on there to hold it. I actually had to hold the bottom nut with the vice grips to get this top one out. So carefully drill them out. I don't know. Have a bit of a think about it. Get back and have some lunch and then come back. I don't really want to have to drop the diff. I don't really want to have to drop the fuel tank either, but I can't really fix up all these holes with it all connected and potentially blow myself up. This looks like to be another hole here too. So, anyway, we'll be back. So about to call it a day. Dad's buggering off. I gotta go out for an early party. My wife's dragging me along, so. Anyways, got a bit of stuff done today. I got those two areas cleaned up and primed. That was where the steering column came out, so I'll finish cleaning up there and painting that, and I'll potentially finish and I'll potentially clean up, or try to, the rest of the under in here tomorrow, and maybe get it painted if I can. If not, I'll at least get it sanded. And then so yeah, that'll all be ready to go to be sorted when Dad's ready to put the thing back in next week, potentially the steering back in. He's going to take the he's already taken them. He's going to take the headlights with him and potentially fix or try and fix the one that's playing up. And if I don't end up doing it in this video, if I know I've got a few Tr7 guys watching now. If you know about these fuel fillers, because they just hold water and lots of crud, and then they rust out. What's the best way to bypass that or fix that? Let us know in the comments, because yeah, I'm thinking about potentially getting rid of this altogether and just making it flat and getting rid of this cup, because this cup just holds water and, you know, crap potentially, and then it rusts out. So if we can bypass all of that, maybe that's the way to go. Or is there a way to fix these things? Because at the moment it looks like I'm going to have to pull the tank, which I've got to pull the diff to pull the tank to just to do a couple of little bits of welding. Anyways, let us know what you reckon. Hey, didn't quite get all the under the hood done, but yeah, I'll be trying to crack on with that over the weekend if I get some time. Yeah, we did get a fair bit done in this video. I need to get another video out, it's been a while, but yeah, just keep cracking on with the slow and boring process of sanding / prepping the car. I'm not sure how much of the sanding / prepping I'm going to film, but I do vlog style stuff, so you know, you'll keep getting updates as things happen, as things get painted, etc, etc. So yeah, hope you found it interesting. Yeah, got some parts coming soon. Hopefully the old Tr7 will be back on the road and painted. To be continued.